Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today, we got Brandon.
Hello.
And we're here talking about games and things.
Games and things.
What's on the agenda today? I already forgot.
I played games.
Oh, hi. I returned to an old game. That's all. Oh, you played something new. Why don't you talk about what you played?
Literally brand new.
Yeah.
I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remake 3+4.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. It was very, very good. They added a couple of new maps to the game.
Okay.
They had to add a bunch of new songs that were handpicked by multiple different skaters. It really shows like the difference in music taste from the past to going now, because a lot of the songs that got picked were very hip hop inspired, but still had a lot of the same themes as the like punk inspired songs from the old songs that from the old games that couldn't be brought over to the new one due to licensing issues. I kind of like the new soundtrack. I don't think it's bad, but I also am a weird person that's like, yes, I like this hardcore metal band and Lupe Fiasco, so you know, I'm a very minute statistic when it comes to music.
Yeah, so, maybe not the best representation.
Yeah, not the best representation for this sort of thing. But yeah, for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, several of the songs came back, but for like 4, only like 10 did. And it's like a completely new soundtrack for 4. And I like some of the new songs that they picked. There are a few standouts specifically. I don't remember if this one was in it originally. I don't think it was, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm like 99.9% sure. Actually, you know what? Let me just look up the songs that are new. Fuck. This is not helping.
Tried.
I can't find it. So it doesn't matter. Oh, wait, there's a full list of songs. They're not going to tell me. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, you tried. It's okay.
But there are a few that I know for a fact were not in the original game because the songs didn't exist when the original games came out. So, Collard Greens by Schoolboy Q and Kendrick Lamar is one that comes to mind. It's actually quite a good song, and I think it's really fun. There's another one by oh goodness, it's got Travis Barker in it. The drummer, Travis Barker. Fuck, I wish I could remember the name of this fucking song. I'm gonna figure this out. Anyway, Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco, which I do not think was in the original. I don't remember it, to be completely honest. So.
Okay. Lupe Fiasco?
Yeah, Lupe Fiasco.
I remember he was on GameStop TV a lot around, when I
Hollywood
worked there.
Sucks by Kenny Hoopla and Travis Barker. That's it. That song is great. It's fantastic, and it feels like it belongs right in a Tony Hawk game, to be completely honest. But anyway, that's just a few of the songs that are there. There are some other ones that are like weird, like oh fuck. Here I am trying to remember one right now. And it's great because I'm looking here and like no one's listing all the actual fucking bands, and I'm actually kind of annoyed.
Surprised there's not more information on that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't get why like there's very little info on the tracks.
Yeah, because usually there's someone at least that goes around.
I got it. Here we go. So the returning songs are Adolescence, Amoeba, AFI, The Boy Who Destroyed the World, Body Jar, Not the Same, CKY, 96, Quite Bitter Beings, Dale the Funky Homo Sapien, If You Must, which that song's fantastic, Gangstar, Mass Appeal, JFA, Beach Blanket, Bong Out, Motorhead, Ace of Spades, Run DMC, My Adidas, and The Fiction, Skate and Destroy. Then we look at like all the new songs, and there's like fucking just tons of them. There's like Them Bones by Alice in Chains. There's Rockco, Cane Flow, which is De La Soul and MF Doom. MF Doom is really good. 2 Minutes to Midnight, which is Iron Maiden. Hollywood Sucks, which I already mentioned, which is Kenny Hoopla and Travis Barker, which I think Hollywood Sucks fits very, very well with this. Lupe Fiasco, like I said, Kick Push, very, very good song. Mastodon, Precious Stones. We've got Mick Gordon music and Rip and Tear with the deluxe version. If you have Doomslayer, you got other Mick Gordon songs as well. I got Run the Jewels, Yankee and the Brave. There's Collard Greens by Schoolboy Q and Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of new songs, and a lot of them I don't think are terrible, but there's some really, really weird inclusions as well that makes me be like, I don't really know about that one. Oddly enough, one of the ones I don't actually see listed here, so I'm like, did they just not include this? I think there's a 3-tier system where they're adding like a third soundtrack also after all of this is said and done later on down the road. I don't exactly remember, but yeah. But here's the thing. The soundtrack's very important when it comes to Tony Hawk games. I firmly stand by that. But I also think the gameplay itself, obviously, is the big reason why everyone would play a Tony Hawk game. And I think the gameplay, for the most part, remains intact here, especially with 3. 4, not so much. You're going to see a lot more complaints about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. And that's because Pro Skater 4 had this thing where it was kind of open world in some aspects, and you would go around and like start the missions via the open world, and they've completely scrapped that, and now instead they have the 2-minute timer system like you would with normal Tony Hawk 3, 2, and 1. I think it detracts a lot from what made 4 special, but I think what we got here is still fine for how rushed this was, because apparently this game was very, very, very rushed in being put together. But I think it's fun, like really fun. I've really been having a lot of fun with this one. I've gone all the way through both Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 now. I finished the whole game. I'm going back and doing the cleanup to get 100% on both the games as well. They also have new maps, which they have one that is inside of a pinball machine, and it's really fun the way that one works. And then there's another one that's kind of like a Hollywood movie set, and that one's fine. Then there's a really good water park level that they made specifically for this game. It's even on the front cover of this, and it's a really good map. Like, it's incredible. That one's so fun to play. I really like this game. I spent a lot of time playing it this week. I don't know how much time, but I'm actually going to check real quick and see if it tells me. I think it should tell me, right? I should be able to see how long I've played this game. I have played this game about 12 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so like pretty much like 6 hours per game, be it Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 or 4. And now I'm going back and doing like all the cleanup stuff, and maybe I'm going to do the achievements. I don't really know. It's on Game Pass. It's definitely worth playing and checking out if you have Game Pass. And if you like the Tony Hawk games, I've just really been enjoying my time with it. When I started out playing it, I was absolute dog shit because I did not remember how to like play the game, but I kind of like caught on after a little while, and then it just became like muscle memory more or less. So yeah, very good game. Highly recommend that game. Please try it out if you like the Tony Hawk games. They're definitely worth playing. The remakes, that is. Other than that, I have not really played a whole lot to be able to like sink my teeth into it, but I did get 3 games during the summer sale that I would like to talk about that I'm excited to hop into in the future. So I mentioned before that I had finished The Forest a few weeks back, and I bought the sequel to it. So I got that during the summer sale. I got the sequel to The Forest. I also ended up getting Ready or Not, which is a very controversial game right now for multiple reasons. One, it just released on console today. And when they released it on console, they had to censor a few things to be allowed to release it on console. Because this game is very, very graphic. This is a game where you play as a SWAT team, and you have to like go into certain situations in this made-up world and deal with, cults or hostage situations or robberies or what have you. And it seems that as the game goes further and further into it, it gets darker and darker, and its themes get more depraved. And also that extends to the task force team you're working for, because they're always going to be evil in some way from the higher ups and that sort of deal. And I think the storytelling in this game through its environmental detail is very good. I'll tell you a few of the things that they had to censor to give you a general idea of just how fucked this game is.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to censor a child overdosing.
Okay.
Because there's a level where this kid is in the bed in the before today it was in the current version, but it's not now because it's been censored. But essentially you're raiding this like drug den and whatnot, but like they were testing the product on their own child, and they're like seizing up and basically overdosing in their bed in the game, and it was a bit too graphic and it had to be censored out before the game could be released on consoles. So yeah, and because of the fact that they don't want to have to make multiple versions and they want to be able to have crossplay between consoles and PC, they ended up censoring the PC version that's been out for 3 years now as well. So that happened. So that kind of sucks. But they did go on to say that, hey, we're just going to put out an official mod in the future. If you don't care about crossplay, you'll be able to enable this mod that will put all the censored stuff back in. The other two major things that were censored that I know about is there were 2 instances of just straight up nudity. One of them is in a map where an informant is like kind of going crazy, and he doesn't have pants. He's just completely naked, just whole hog out, that sort of deal. And that got censored. And then the other one, which this one's a much bigger moment. I will just say you find a bunch of people that are being trafficked, and they're all completely naked. And that got censored as well. So basically, they have underwear on, both the 2 complete nude elements, and then they removed the syringe from the child and had him like sleeping instead of convulsing like he originally was. This game's very, very, very dark. You go to moments that are based off things like, if you remember the nightclub shooting at the it was the gay nightclub a while back. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. You go through that moment as a SWAT team, going in and trying to clear out everything and save the people that you can, and if there are any more shooters in there, having to take them out or get them arrested. Like there's some really dark shit. There's a school shooting level. Like it's dark. It's really dark. To be completely honest, I'm surprised that more didn't get censored in this game before being released on consoles. But yeah, this game's very, very well made. It's a much more slow and tactical game where like you can command all of your team to do certain things if you're playing by yourself, or you can play with 4 other people and have a team of friends go in and do the missions together and whatnot. The placement of enemies and stuff and the way the enemies will react, the AI is incredibly good, to the point where you can feel like you're having a different experience for a long time when you like replay maps. Not all the time, but there's going to be lots of different placements for enemies and for items and this, that, and the other on the map every like for a very large majority of the time. I'm not going to say like forever, because obviously if you're going to play a game, eventually you're going to run into a seed that's going to like be like, oh, I remember where this guy would be. He'd be around this corner, and then he's going to be there. But there's a lot more placement for enemies and places that they can be than normal games. So you can have a lot of very interesting moments where the game plays differently based on how you're playing and whatnot. Very, very, very good game. I picked it up for like $20 on sale during the summer sale, and now it's like 50. So like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I also picked up Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and this one was yeah, this one's on a whim. I like Dragon Ball Z. I like anime stuff. You already know that.
Okay.
In the past, there was a game called, I believe it's called Legend of Goku on Game Boy Advance.
Okay, I think that's right.
And that game was not really as much a fighting game as it was a JRPG or an action RPG in general, where like you went around and you got skill points and you were able to do this, that, and the other while going through the series, like, you know, from start to finish. And this game is more like that as well. Like you level up, you get skill points, you get new attacks that you can equip, and this and all this other stuff. And I like the fact that they ended up making a game that's like Legend of Goku in 2020. Like the 2020s, I believe it came out in 2020. Again, this game was like $12 on sale, so I like picked it up because of that.
You can't go wrong with that price, really.
Yeah, I paid $15 to get the deluxe edition, so it's a little bit more for me. But no, $2 extra, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of content from what I understand, like just hundreds of hours of content. So I thought it'd be really fun because I did like the old Legend of Goku games. I do like the idea of having an open world Dragon Ball Z game, or at least a semi-open world Dragon Ball Z game with like stat effects and bonuses and leveling up and that sort of thing. It just seems really fun to me. So I picked that up also.
Okay. Oh, it's good. Hopefully they are all good games once you actually get to play them.
So I've played a little bit of both of them. Ready or Not is fucking incredible. It is really, really good. It's like old school Rainbow Six, like, you know, the original Rainbow Six when it was like very tactical, like, you know, form up on me, open that door, flashbang, that sort of thing, where it's like very slow and methodical, like controlling your team is part of the whole experience. I've played it in the past when it was in early access, when it was not completed, but now that it's actually in version 1.0, I think they've improved the game very, very much, and it's fantastic for Ready or Not. And I played about, I don't know, like 50 minutes of Kakarot, and it wasn't enough to get like a general idea of what the overarching gameplay is going to be, but it hit me with so many different mechanics and systems that I was like, oh yeah, this is actually an RPG. This is exactly what I wanted. So I know in the future when I get to play more of that one, it'll be probably exactly what I wanted. So there's that. Okay. That's it. That's me. That's what I've done. I also watched a 8-hour pay-per-view, but that's a completely different story.
Yeah. Did you end up finishing Severance?
I finished Severance literally the next day, like I said I would. That show is fucking incredible. I will not spoil anything, but I will say I don't know what people were complaining about. I didn't think the ending was bad at all.
Oh, I thought it was very logical, honestly. So yeah, no, I agree with it. And it's apparently with kind of the Emmy announcements today. I think it was the most nominated show.
Good
season. So.
Good. Yeah. It fucking deserves it. That show is a masterpiece. It is so fucking good. So yeah, Severance is one of my favorite shows I've seen in like fucking decades.
Yeah. No, it's great. I can't wait for the next one. So hopefully
it's like Sopranos, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, Severance. Yeah, it's like up there, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely kind of think, you know, Breaking Bad a lot of times with Severance because they're very on par quality wise.
Very much so. Very, very much so. Obviously the video quality, like the shot and the directing of Severance is in some cases due to like the advancement of technology, like miles ahead of Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad still holds up a lot. But Severance just looks incredible. Like, just to look at Severance, it is incredible.
Yes.
The directing is so good, and so is all like the set work and shit. It's so good.
Yeah, no, it is excellent. I agree. I'm glad you finished it. I'm glad you like the season finale. So that's good. I know
whoever it is that plays Milchek deserves a fucking Emmy alone.
Oh, I know. That's what I was telling you. I honestly think I thought he was good during season 1, but like season 2, like he really
he's so
went
good
from like good to like great. Like he did an awesome job carrying it. And I really enjoyed that.
And Dylan's also really, really good with his like internal struggle in
which one?
Season 2. Dylan.
Oh yes.
Fat guy. Wife keeps coming to visit him. That one.
Yes. No,
yes.
It took me just a second to like mentally paste it together, but yes.
Irving, Dylan, like just every single character in the show is fantastic. And I'll tell you this, I think maybe you mentioned that there was like an episode that was like not as good in this season. And it was probably the one with the woman, the woman that used to be their boss. Fuck, I can't think of her name right now.
Why am I blanking on her name too? And you go and choose 2 different names. You could go with either one.
Yeah.
One is like Miss something, and then
yes.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
Cobell.
Oh, Cobell. Yes.
Yes. So the one episode with her, like pretty much the whole episode is almost all just her. And that was a weaker episode, but I still think that episode was super important and will come back in like the 3rd season. So like even that episode, I didn't feel like I didn't strongly dislike it like I see most people did. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I think it's probably an important episode because it seems like there's some stuff that will likely come about from that.
Legitimately, I think it's going to have something to do with Irving's story in season 3 because I think Irving has more story.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's got something going on there that they're not telling.
Yeah, and Irving is a phenomenal character. Like holy shit, he's so good.
Yeah, that's the thing. All the characters have depth on them. So
there's like not a single character that I didn't like in the series. I like every single character.
Yeah, and in the worst case, you have characters that you love to hate, but like they're still good characters.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's like not one of the characters are written poorly. I guess that's the way I would put it. Like they're all written phenomenally. I love all of the like intricacies about them. So yeah.
Anything else this week for you?
No, like I said, I literally watched like 8 hours of wrestling. It was insane. I watched a pay-per-view that took place from 3 p.m. to like 10:30.
Oh, so long.
And it was really fucking good.
Hey, well, it's good. If it's going to be that long, it's got to be good, especially if you're going to watch it all. So
yeah, I literally watched all of it. So
yeah, that's great. All right. So I mean, what I've been playing is far less exciting. So,
wait, did I say I bought Donkey Kong? I bought Donkey Kong.
Oh no, you didn't say.
Yeah, I bought Donkey Kong. Just waiting for it to come out now, which is in 2 days, I think. 17th? Thursday now? That's their release?
Yeah, so they do Thursday now, but I actually think you can get it slightly earlier the night before, if I recall.
Probably midnight. Like, is that what you're talking about?
No, for some reason I feel like it comes out a little earlier. You have to check.
I bought midnight, digital, so
worst case it's midnight, but for some reason I feel like it goes up earlier than that. The tricky thing is I've been working a lot because of my early like time for work. I don't stay up late enough to do it anymore. But
yeah,
last time it happened, I feel like it released a little bit earlier than midnight. I want to say it might release at like 9, but I don't remember. Yeah, you'll find out on that day. Worst case, it's midnight Thursday. Best case, it's a little bit earlier, but still, it's better than Friday. So yeah, so you'll be able to play that. Yes, I got mine preloaded too, so that's exciting.
It says midnight for North America, East Coast. Okay. So it's gonna be that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm I'm excited for this one. I think they said recently that it is the Odyssey team that worked on this, so I'm like even more excited,
or at least
because
a portion of it.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there was I mean, I guess this is like pseudo news. This is the only pseudo news that we kind of have. Donkey Kong, there was, what was it? So they're still being slightly coy, because they're like, it's people who worked on Odyssey. And then, so we don't know if it's the full team or like the partial team, if it's split into two teams and like one's working on Mario and one's working on Donkey Kong. But they did say today that the development began after Mario Odyssey, so this is what they've been working on. It was originally a Switch 1 title.
Yeah, because we're getting a lot of those, aren't we?
Well, games that started as Switch 1 titles and then...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think at some point they, if you start, depending on how late in development you are, if you're like, hey, the new system's, 3 years out, and obviously Nintendo's been doing pretty well with like their software pipeline, like, I'm sure they were like, all right, let's slide this one over to the next system. You'll benefit more from it.
True, but we did give a lot of shit to, PlayStation and Xbox for having a lot of games that didn't, I guess the word I'm looking for is like use the hardware very, a lot. It was more of just it came over from the other system, or it was going to originally be on the other system. And I don't think that Nintendo should get a pass either. But also on top of that, when you tell me that a game could have ran on the original Switch and then they just kind of, decide to release it on Switch 2, that tells me that there's a lot more power to work with in the future when we do get those inevitable, like, this is 100% was only ever going to be a Switch 2 game. And that's where but it also tells me, like, they could have just also released this on Switch 2. So
I don't think this game started development as a Switch 1 title, but it could not release on the Switch 1. That's basically what
I kept saying Switch 2 on Switch 1. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
No, this game could not. Like, it did start there, and I understand kind of what
basically
you're saying.
They became more ambitious, and then that's when it swapped over to
Switch basically 2. This is actually kind of more. If there's
this game can be played on Switch 1. That's the interesting thing. Like, you've seen that already. Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
This game cannot run on Switch 1.
Already
it started
on
Switch 1.
All right, hold on. Let me. Hold on. Via game share, you can play with Switch 1 players.
Okay, but
on this game, that's all I was going to say. Like, this game can technically be played on Switch 1 if you have a Switch 2 and someone else has a Switch 1.
But it's so disingenuous because it's not running on the Switch 1.
I understand that. I was just trying to say, that's why I said technically. That was the key word there. This game technically could still be played on Switch 1. That was what I was trying to get at. Because through Game Share, you can play locally with someone that has a Switch 1, which is probably what I'm going to do with Katie, because she wanted to try out the assist mode and see how it worked. And we both wanted to check it out and see how it was.
Yeah, basically.
Wait, is it assist mode, or what is it? Team up with a friend mode? How does that even work? Co-op mode.
Yeah. Basically, the technology works a lot like the Wii U streaming. Is how it ends up working. The system itself is not physically running the game; it's streaming the game from the second console. But what was it I was going to say about it? Yeah. So in terms of this game, really the big things that they did put out a screenshot of how it looked comparatively, like the same area between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. And it's very clear to see, like, this game is would have been significantly reduced in function had it come out on the Switch 1. But the big thing that really could not do is the destructible environments. They just, from what it sounded like, they just could not envision that working properly on the Switch 1. It's kind of my takeaway from what I have read. So that's kind of where that is. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what it looks like. And I think comparatively, kind of what you were saying, with PlayStation and Xbox, this definitely seems more like it's a case of this one definitely could not do it, and so they just decided to transition it over and build the game that they wanted. But like I said, big question marks on whether or not the Odyssey team is 100% on this, or if it was a team that part of that team that kind of splintered off and on this game as well. So. So I'm really excited about that. I did digital as well, so mine's already preloaded. I saw it loaded up on the system a couple days ago. My Amiibo is
mine's
getting ready to ship. So that should be here soon. So yeah, I'm still kind of like, I'm excited for it, but I'm like tepidly excited for it. I don't know why. I'll probably be more excited once I actually play it. So yeah, so that's something we'll be able to talk about next week. That will be exciting. And then otherwise, I've been playing. I went to, after finishing Tears of the Kingdom and basically forcing myself not to go back to it. I compromised and started Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I didn't start a new game though. I'm not looking to go through and retread like a whole thing. I just kind of wanted. I wanted to re-enjoy the story, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of going through like the story missions and doing that. That's what I've been focusing on. So the game runs real nice on the Switch too. I definitely have gotten past my 30 frames per second annoyance, I guess is what I would call it. I definitely can tolerate this game much better than when I tried it last. So that was good. It runs smooth though. It doesn't seem to have any stuttering. It's just very like in it to win it. And it works very well. Very transitions very nicely. I think it looks very well in handheld and on the screen. I think it didn't seem to have any issues with that like some other games did. So that's great. What else do I want to say about it? I don't know. I really enjoy Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Like I like the story. I think it's a lot of fun. Just kind of like what is it? Kind of like alternate timeline take of the series and kind of like the drama and everything that they have going on with it. It's a lot of fun and it's kind of nice to see the different take on like the champions of the original game that you really didn't get to spend as much time with compared to the ones that you did get to see later in the game, and then subsequently have a pretty prominent role in Tears of the Kingdom. So kind of revisiting all of that kind of stuff is pretty nice. You never played too terribly much
of Tears of the Kingdom? Oh no, I never played I played only 20 minutes of Age of Calamity. There was like a demo. That's all I played of Age of Calamity. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So, it's great. I think of the Warriors games I've played, Age of Calamity I actually think is my favorite one out of all of them. Just because I really like.
I mean, I played Warriors, Dynasty Warriors 8, and Dynasty Warriors 8 is pretty fucking good, so.
Oh yeah, I like how this game integrates some of the features from Breath of the Wild into it. So you have like I forget what they call the thing, like the magnesis, the remote bombs, the stasis. Like you have all those, Sheikah Slate abilities. That all I think works really well. They incorporated a lot of the other things too, like the dodges and the parries into the flutter. I forget what they call it, like the rapid kind of sort of thing you get if you get a successful like dodge. I think that's great that that's all kind of integrated in there too. Like it has a lot of elements that are very familiar to Breath of the Wild while really feeling like a Hyrule Warriors game. Like I said, Fire Emblem Warriors likes to do that as a bit as well, but I just don't feel like that hook is as satisfying there because it's really like, here's the weapons triangle, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. You can fly on your Pegasus Knight. Oh, okay. And it just does not hold up as well in terms of like that kind of feeling. Like it doesn't. Age of Calamity really kind of feels like an extension of Breath of the Wild, whereas like the Fire Emblem Warriors just feel like I don't know, just kind of like they're just not quite there. Like they may have some good hooks. I definitely think the newer one, the Three Houses Fire Emblem Warriors, was the better of the two. Kind of like Age of Calamity, I think was the better of the two. But in this case, I feel like the baseline Hyrule Warriors has a lot to offer as well.
I need to sit down and play through all the Hyrule Warriors games in the future. That's probably something I'll definitely end up doing.
Yeah, they're huge time sinks. The first game is just
so is any I've never Dynasty Warriors like game.
Oh yeah, the first Hyrule Warriors, I don't know how many hundreds of hours I put into it, and I still have not seen like most of the stuff in that game. Age of Calamity, I've seen most of the stuff in the game. I've still put a ton of time in it, but I've seen a lot of stuff that's there. But not even.
What would you recommend? Which one would you say play? I mean, if you had to pick one, what would you say?
I mean, I would do Age of Calamity. I like that one better overall.
Okay.
Because it's more focused.
Mm-hmm.
But Hyrule Warriors, like the generic one, that one has a lot more of like Zelda like lore. I don't know, lore is the right thing. but more Zelda history kind of baked into it. It kind of encompasses a lot more of the games and a lot of different elements that are there. So that and it has a lot more like kind of maps and like challenge things to do later. So I guess it really depends on what you're into. At the end of the day, they both kind of play very similarly. I mean, they're both Warriors games. I like how Age of Calamity takes more elements from Breath of the Wild versus the Hyrule Warriors, where it's just kind of more of just a standard Warriors game. Is probably the best way to put it. So yeah, that's what I would say. I guess on the Switch too, the base Hyrule Warriors runs at 60 frames per second as well, whereas this one runs at 30. So because this one was locked, it had not gone.
I see. But it's a locked 30 now because I know that it wasn't on the original Switch.
Correct. Yeah, This one's a locked, stable 30 frames per second. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe as we get closer to when
the new one's coming out. Yeah. I could see them doing that. Like I actually kind of expect that. So like much like I did with Mario Party, I'm expecting picking that up in the future or a little bit before, like a month before or something, when it's cheaper and you can buy Age of Calamity. And then
I thought you did buy Mario Party.
I did buy Mario Party. That's why I said much like I did with Mario Party. I'm expecting to do something like buy Age of Calamity in the future. When it's like
something about the wording just kind of threw me off.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, no, that all makes sense. Absolutely. But I think, otherwise, that's really all I've been kind of doing this week. Just kind of muddling around with that. Like I said, really just kind of trying to keep things light with Donkey Kong coming out in 2 days. I didn't want to start anything too heavy.
I'm pretty much waiting for Donkey Kong myself, too. Like, I'm not really doing anything else right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little busy episode next week. We'll have Donkey Kong to talk about, and we'll have the Pokemon Presents next week.
That's right. That is next week. Shit, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Pokemon Presents is on Tuesday. For us, it's at 8 in the morning, so it will definitely be well done before it is time to podcast. So, what else?
No, not really. Like I said, I'm going to check out those other games that I mentioned, and I'll be talking about those in the future, but it's probably going to be all Donkey Kong, just like you, in the next few days. So, yeah.
Well, I'll go with something to talk about later, then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ready to wrap up, then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us tonight. Don't forget to find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. All of our episodes are available on game-crunch.com. And if you want to send us an email, you can reach out to us at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hey.
Any final thoughts?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online. I'm Clash of Penguin there or on your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Little toys on the shelf, they shine. Collector's dreams in plastic so fine. Tap them once, the magic's here. Amiibo, bring them near. Mario jumps and Link's got gear. Animal Crossing friends appear. Each one brings a story bright. Amiibo, light the night. Tap the figure, watch them go. In my game they steal the show. Every world from here they grow. Amiibo, magic starts to flow. Deep in dungeon or racing fast, these little toys, they're made to last. Memories from days of old. Amiibo stories told. Touch the base, the game's alive. Each moment big they arrive. Sky and sea and land we see. Amiibo set them free. Tap the figure, watch them go. In my game they steal the show. Every world from here they grow. Amiibo, magic starts to flow. Keeping on constant go. In my game they steal the show. Every world from here they grow. Amiibo magic starts the flow.
There we are. Not that it is worth anything, which is why I didn't mention it, but there's a rumor that there's a Nintendo Direct within the next 2 weeks.
I know Nate the Hate said some shit again, and everyone's like, "There's clearly going to be a Nintendo Direct now." And it's like,
I know they always.
There?
Well, that's the thing, because for the last couple of weeks, everyone's like, because that's what's so fucking annoying about the quote unquote leakers these days.
Yeah.
Because they'll just start, when they think that one's around, they all just start guessing. Oh yeah, it's this week. It's this week. It's this week. It's this week.
Yeah.
But then when Nate says it, then everyone's like, oh yeah, oh I totally do.
Definitely happening. Yep. It absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
And so I'm just like, oh my fucking god, these people are so obnoxious. So now, interestingly, it sounds like it's going to be probably one of the weeks that we're not recording.
That's funny.
That would be my guess, because I don't think it will be next week if they're doing the Pokemon Presents on Tuesday.
That's true.
Not that it can't happen, but it's just very un-Nintendo to do 2 things in 1 week like that. So, because they like to give announcements their cycle time, and then then go back into it. My guess is it'll probably be Tuesday for the Pokemon Presents, and then maybe like the opposite Thursday for the Nintendo Direct. But if it happens, we'll just talk about it when I get back. So I don't know. I kind of feel like if we do get a Direct, it's probably going to be mostly release dates with maybe
we need a release date for Metroid Prime. Easily. We need Metroid Prime 4's release date. As simple as that is, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Even if all I get is Metroid Prime 4's release date, I'm happy with that Direct.
Yeah. I was watching a video on YouTube yesterday, and I ended up turning it off halfway through because these videos annoy the piss out of me anyways. But this guy's like, "Oh yeah, here's the confirmed announcement list for."
Oh god, those are always so funny.
Yeah, and he's like, "Notice I said confirmed," and I'm like, no, it's not confirmed until A, it's out. B,
was it the meme one? Because there's some people that say that, and then as the video goes on, it gets more and more ridiculous. I watched one that was like that. It was so fucking funny. It was
ridiculous, but they definitely were very serious.
Okay, they started off serious, and then by the end of it, they were like, Mario goes to the rapture, and then they're like, yeah, so Mario gets raptured. He returns to heaven, and to be with Jesus Christ, and then I think it's going to be really interesting to find out what the rest of the Mushroom Kingdom is doing during this moment, especially Luigi. Because I don't think Luigi's getting raptured because it's not in the title. It says Mario gets raptured, so I think that's going to cause an interesting dynamic. But before that, he's talking about the Pokemon Direct and how they will be introducing a new tier for the Pokemon games and everything, and he acts completely serious. And then towards the end of the video, he clearly reveals that he's just full of absolute shit and starts making up stuff. It's fucking by the end of it, he's like, Donkey Kong commits tax fraud. I think they want to release this one soon after Bananas full banana.
The ones that are trying to be legit are just as bad, because they're like, oh yeah, I mean, they're like, I'm trying to think what they were talking. They're like, oh, new Animal Crossing is going to be announced, a new Mario game. And I'm like, no. I'm like, they're not going to fucking announce all this shit in the middle of July when they already have a really fucking packed year. Maybe they'll wet your lips with Animal Crossing for next year. Maybe. And that, I would say, and a Fire Emblem announcement for January would be more realistic than a lot of the shit that people are going on about. It's just these. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Could they announce all this random ass shit? Of course they could. Are they going to? No. They have to lock in their lineup for the rest of the year. They're not gonna announce all this.
Nintendo fans and fucking GTA fans are the most absolutely unhinged people when they're not getting any kind of response to their crazy theories, and then they just come up with bullshit, and it's so funny.
Even crazier theories. Yeah, like
my favorite one I've seen so far lately on the GTA side was someone was like, it looks like in GTA 6 there will be wild elephants, and they like zoomed into this very tiny picture that is very, very clearly a rock on a mountain, and they're trying to convince people that it's a wild elephant, and like all the comments are just like, bro, that's a fucking rock. It's so funny. But then everyone else has a check mark that's like a specific GTA 6 like thing. They're like, wow, I wonder how elephants are going to play into this game. Rockstar really has thought of everything. And you just like read their responses, and it's the most chat GPT responses ever. And everyone else is like, bro, shut the fuck up.